What is leukopenia? It's interesting how, I mean, that's something that most people, it's a terminology that most people don't know. Until they're given the kind of diagnosis. And then it's, you educate yourself. You see, for the most part, I've been healthy. I've been a healthy person. Despite how I lived my life and foolishly lived my life, or stupidly, however you cut the cake, I have been blessed. I have. And to get a diagnosis as that is okay without an explanation. I don't have an explanation yet. So, in terms of treatment and things like this, we're still at the, do lots of blood work, let's keep an eye out. Otherwise, after a certain amount of time, then comes, bone marrow biopsies and all these ever so fun tests, and tests that I really, really don't want to endure. But my mother's blood pumps through my veins, and the same courage that made her the woman she was is the same blood that pumps through my veins and makes me the woman I am. And I'm proud, even in that, it's like, okay, if that's the only thing, now what the cause of it concerns me. I pray to God that the cause is simple and easily treated. No problem. Or that my body just fights back and, I land back on my feet with a normal white blood cell count. It's not dangerously low, but it's definitely not where it needs to be, which means, I'm pretty vulnerable, susceptible to infection, and that is not something that you want, Overall, considering, I have been railing against that. I went and I'm doing things to get healthy. I'm swimming, swam 30 laps, swimming my ass off. Drinking water, not drinking all those sodas. Anybody that knew me, I still like my sodas. Don't get me wrong, I like my sodas, but I'm drinking water and drinking other healthier things, and my weight is perfect. I'm not overweight. Still a nice size 4 or 6, something, somewhere in there, depending on the cut. But even despite, at first, the only thing that I struggle with this condition is fatigue. I get tired, and I try so hard to rail against that and do what I need to do, because as you get things done, you feel good about yourself when you get things done. When you procrastinate and succumb to bullshit, and even if not necessarily bullshit, because medical conditions can really be a challenge, present a challenge. I'm still in school. I'm still doing what I want to do. And even with, no matter what comes down the pike, I plan to finish that PhD. I plan to have what it's meant for me to have, what I believe is meant for me to have, and what I'm going to have out of life may be two different things. But I'm still willing to do the footwork to have that. So, that being said, I rail against, and You know, some days are better than others. But, and even despite, I am still one blessed sister, you know? It's just my perspective. I'm not the kind of person that's going to sit around and feel sorry for myself. And I sure as hell don't expect anybody else to feel sorry for me. I don't like self-pity in anybody. It's an ugly thing. And I don't like pity. I don't want to be looked at with pity, you know. The things I've been through, many of the things I've been through in my life were of my own doing. Some of the things were not of my doing, as is the case with anybody, you know. But it's a part of life, and it's part of learning. It's part of growing up. It's part of taking responsibility. It's part of taking accountability. It's part of drawing boundaries. It's part of saying, fuck the dumb shit. This is my shit. Only my shit. I'm not taking yours. You know, it's a lot of things, but it all comes with time and experience and with age. It's just all such a process. And getting sick or coming down with something, a condition, that's part of it too. It's part of life. And at the end of the day, it is just about living life on life's terms, like it or lump it. It is like that.